G'day YouTube. I've spent the last few days whipping up this little outdoor grow space. I thought I'd do a quick tour on it, show you everything I did to set it up. It's a perfect cheap option if you're not in a position to build a full-size greenhouse, you don't want to spend the money, but you want to expand your outdoor space. Something like this might be really handy. Way cheaper than a greenhouse, way more simple. It's not going to have all the same advantages. And obviously being outside, just with a shade cloth roof, there's no temperature control. I can adjust the shade cloth. I can swap it out. It's currently at 50%. I'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll swap it for 30. It's all just a bit of trial and error there. But I'll swing you around. Ignore the mess on the ground. But it is simply just two galvanized steel posts, quick hole, a little bit of concrete, and then this is bolted on. There's a T-section. Now there is a little bit of movement in this still. I want to just put some different brackets on. These ones just weren't enough to stop it moving when I loaded this side up first, and it sort of tilted that way. And then all I've done is put these stainless steel eye bolts through the cross section, washer and a bolt on the back, and then I've crimped some stainless steel cable on. That runs, and the reason I use the eye bolts is I can tighten these up. You can see this one's still got a bit more room to tighten, but it is fairly tight. I can tighten these nuts up, and that'll tension the stainless steel cable for me. Because over a run this long, this is 4 meters long, if you don't have a way to mechanically tension these cables, they will sag. And you can see, you might not be able to see it so well in the video, but these do sag a little bit even with that. So if you were going to build it, I went with 2mm stainless cable because I had some lying around, and I did have to buy some more. If I was to rebuild this, I would probably go up to I think it's a 3.4mm, the next size up. And it'll just take out some stretch out of it, and be a little bit stronger. It shouldn't, maybe it costs another 20 or 30 bucks to upgrade, so it's not too bad. Everything I've got here is from Bunnings, so if you're in Australia, I suppose most of the world, any hardware store, I know Lowe's and stuff in America will probably have a lot of the same sort of stuff. The shade cloth's just held on by these snap-on clips. I do suggest getting a pair of pliers. They're actually not all that easy once they go through the shade cloth to get them tightened up. And you can see this end is just the same. And I've sort of tried to pull the shade cloth over some of the bolts and get to this end too well, just to keep it tight. And you can see there I haven't actually tightened this end of the cables, so I can get a bit extra out of that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And that could house, I think I figured out about 200 plants in this 140mm size. And that just frees up space in the greenhouse for me to grow more exciting stuff in there. And the cheaper, easier plants, I can move out here and they'll power along. I mean, they'll probably slow down, maybe stop growing in winter, depending where you are. If you're in a proper cold climate in Canada, somewhere in Europe, this might not work for you. East coast of Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, this could be a great option for you. So you can see I've started moving out. These are some of the Boschiana, Zachariana, Maxima Darks, the Rocco Crossveitchii. There's a whole bunch here. My original Grexes of Lolii Veitchii hybrids, unfortunately there was some open pollination in my greenhouse, so I didn't release them. So I'm now trying to grow out the entire middle row here to figure out what they are. I suspect they are Cross Maxima Dark, which is a fantastic cross in itself. See, there's some quite nice pictures amongst them. There was a really good one somewhere I saw. Bear with me. Oh, that's a nice one there. That was meant to be Cross Veitchii. This one may be right, but I still suspect Maxima. Over the front, this front edge, some seed-grown ventricosa I made a while back. This is just a cutting of a ventricosa burkii. So a few pictures got broken, untangling them from the fence and where they previously were. Another nice little seed-grown ventricosa. This whole front edge seems to be mostly ventricosa. I think I just happened to be what I put up here first. I'm still looking for the very nice Lolii Veitchii cross. Here we go. It's got a bit of a squat shape to it. It's still got that Maxima mottling through the picture body, unfortunately, but nice squat, striped peristome, and you can actually see the little notch at the end of the lid there, which is what tells me it's probably a Maxima or could be a Maxima cross. But I'll grow them out and see how they turn out. There's some Boschiana crosses here. That's a Boschiana Truncata Veitchii, I think. Should be a pretty nice cross. It's a cutting of my ventricosa red. Unfortunately, the uppers go this more typical ventricosa upper coloration, which is actually quite nice in its own right. But I might actually, a trick you can do if you have a plant producing only uppers, is I might let this sag down below the pot. I might even tie it to something, put something to hold it down, and I'll try and force it to basil so I can get some of those beautiful red lowers again. You can see there's a little bit of colour in that one. It's another the Lolii Veitchii crosses. Now if you come around here, this is a nice Rocco cross Boschiano cross Veitchii. This is a cross with a Barrio Veitchii, so it's got a bit more of a squat shape than the longer, skinnier bodied ones. It was sort of cramped in my greenhouse, and I know RBB grows well outside here in Sydney, so I figured I'd move it out here though. It's probably going to get too tall quite quickly, so it might go over to the fence or somewhere. This is a Northiana Veitchii I've grown from seed. To be honest, it's never been a great plant. It's an absolute pest magnet. Currently pest free, but I don't know. I can't bring myself to get rid of it. I'll see. Maybe one day it'll kick back into gear. Over this section is more of my personal plants. I wanted to test, a good variety of things here, so I know what stock plants I can bring out without shocking them too much. So this is a Veitchii platykyla. It's one of the BE ones. I've got a bunch of my own Grex of platykyla Veitchii. You would have seen on the website recently. There is more of them coming. I just want to grow them out to a better size and get some idea of the traits that are going to show. This has been an absolute stunning Grex. This is Lolii Veitchii cross Lavicola. Now these did end up being true, thankfully, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. So I moved one of them out here. I gave pretty much this whole section a repot into some fresh media, so hopefully everything will settle in well. Might knock them back a bit being repotted and put outside all at once. This is a Truncata tentaculata, which is a very strange cross. It wasn't doing great in the greenhouse, so I've given it a repot, fresh media, maybe a bit more light out here. This is a gorgeous Bouvigier cross Rob Cantley, and the new pictures are just gorgeous in colour, and they go quite dark after that. And if you remember these Veitchii Gold Cross D that I released a few years ago from John Yates Seeds, this is what you can expect. Okay, well, they're all seed grown, so I can't promise they're all going to look the same, but with good light, this almost gets a black peristome on it. It is just a gorgeous little plant. I've brought out another Predator. Ooh. Yep, no, there's still one on the fence. So it's one of the Seagrex, one of the newer ones. Opens with a nice striped peristome and then darkens up. Where this was in the greenhouse, it wasn't getting enough water from the misting systems, so it was a bit dry and a bit finicky, hence the tray underneath. I just want to keep it well watered for a while, try and let it recover. Peltata cross Naga Bongzo. This has been outside for a while, so this should settle into the new spot very quickly. You can see it's still sporting some of the hail damage from a while ago, but as I said at the time, the new leaves are all coming back in nice and strong. Quercunculata cross Jacquelinier. So basically Bongzo cross Jack. I got a few of these. I think I've got three or four of these. I think three. I'm going to have to check in the greenhouse, but I have a few of them, so I've got multiple, so I thought I'd bring one out here. I suspect it's going to do well, so see how that goes there. And I also thought I would test some Platykyla out here. This is a cutting from the last batch I sold. I did have more cuttings. I recently took some quite large cuttings to multiply my stock of this plant because it is a female and I really want to keep breeding with it. So I've got some big, almost half-metre long cuttings, and I'd love to get them growing out here on the fence or over there and just spread them around, just have backups of that breeding plant because it is a gorgeous specimen who's just faded this last picture out. But once it settles in out here, it should go nuts and be happy. This is my second time testing Peltata Jacquelinier out here. I think I shocked. It was this plant. Too much sun in the last spot I tried it in, so I did move it back to the greenhouse to recover. It's come good, and so now I've thrown it back out here to test it again. No pictures on this one. Again, this plant wasn't getting water. It was getting missed by the watering system, so it got a bit dry and crispy, unfortunately. But this is a RBV cross mollis. I do have another one in the greenhouse, and it is an absolutely stunning specimen. So hopefully get this growing out here. Ventricosa red cross labicola. Another one of my own Grexters. I'm super happy about this. I have remade the seeds, but I haven't seen germination yet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to re-release this or if I'm going to have to wait till I can do cuttings. But that was the biggest one out of the seed set, and then I kept. I'll just slip around. I kept a few more for myself, with the purpose of being able to produce cuttings in the future. So I'll grow. I've got these three here, and I got a few more in the greenhouse that I'm going to pot out and bring out here because they're a nice, easy grower, and they're just gorgeous. I think they're a bit different to all the other labicola. ventricosa crosses out there, so I thought it'd be something different for that. And a nice ventricosa cross lowlii ventricosa. Yeah, sorry. Oh, I'll have to check the tag on this one. Yes. Boschiana zachariana cross Maxima dark taliensis. Really nice little peristome on this. Nice dark pitches. You can see there it darkens up quite nicely. I think I've sold out of these now, but they're really nice little cross if you got one of them. Ventricosus sibuensis cross hamigataensis cross Maxima dark. You can really see the Maxima in there. You know, it might be a bigger, squatter version of red leopard when it matures. So I'll see how that grows out. This was a little seedling. This was buried at the back in some terrible old media, so it doesn't look great. This is a Rocco cross Maxima dark taliensis. I suspect this should be really nice, so I moved it out here to it is looking a little bit soft, so this one may end up going back to the greenhouse for a while, just to have that humidity boost, let it put down new roots, and then it can really take off. It should be, by all rights, a very, very easy grower for me. I think I released these a while ago. This one should be much bigger. I think there is a bigger one somewhere. This is gorgeous. This was the freebie from Exotica Plants on their last release, the Maxima Roccovicii cross Jacquelinii. Notice I really started falling in love with Jacquelinii crosses and these big dark peristomes. But yeah, again, should be a nice easy grower with the Maxima and Rocco and Vicii in there. This is just my St. Gaia. Again, another plant that was not getting water in the greenhouse. So out here, let it settle in, and that should thrive. Next on the list, this is why you do not bother buying dodgy wild seeds. A mate of mine bought bought some seeds. He was guaranteed they were horticultural Hamada seeds. I've left the tag in there because it's funny. He gave me a few because I tend to do a bit better with seeds than he does, and that is what I've grown from it. Now, that is not even a Hamada hybrid. I thought for a while maybe it was in its younger stages, but I don't think there's any Hamada or anything related to Hamada in there. Possibly a Maxima of some description, but yeah, they were just random seeds again, unfortunately. And that's why I don't bother buying wild seeds. You get mislabeled plants, and you see a lot of them around the world. It's just disappointing, and we all like to avoid poached seeds. Unfortunately, if for cheap, pure highland species seeds, they're not going to be horticultural. They're going to be from the wild. Next to that, this is meant to be a Maxima wavy leaf. There's a little bit of wave happening in the leaf, but not much. It's definitely a Maxima. And you can see the little nodule there. But either way, nice little plant. I'll let it grow out, and I'll see what comes of it. So that might do it for today. If you've got any questions on how I put this all together or how you go about it, please let me know. But yeah, everything's readily available from Bunnings. I will admit I did get the steel tube from a fencing supplier because they had longer lengths. I could buy it in 8 meter lengths, and two tubes did the whole thing. Just cut it to the size I needed. So until next time, cheers. Bye.